My dad is pretending my wedding is not happening. This is OKOP, home to the craziest true stories on earth. I'm Sophia and Riley. If your dad is trying to manifest something, what are you doing?
Proving him wrong? I guess.
You do it.
I just
you do it.
anyways.
You're like, you just have the wedding, and then what is he gonna do?
It's a battle of manifestations. I'm like,
Manifestation.
My manifestation is manifesting harder than yours, so I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah, so you just do it. Yeah, I feel like if he's pretending it's not happening, just make it happen.
Also, like, what kind of a disappointment are you for your parents not to show up? Like, that's what I'm getting.
That's so harsh.
I know. Like,
maybe they have a bad relationship, Riley.
I know, but like, I hate it for OP that like this is the case. But what did you do? I'm also curious.
I feel like it might be on the dad.
Oh yeah.
I feel like something's fishy with the dad.
Oh, of course. But
Riley thinks something's fishy with OP. I think something's fishy with the dad.
I'm just
and
saying,
only Mousy Shallon knows the answer.
Whatever. All right, let's figure it out.
Okay. Mousy Shallon says, so my dad has always been a very show-off person. Announcements about grades, telling everyone how great his daughters are doing, telling off my sister for having a job he can't show off. What's a job he can't show off?
Oh.
No, like I know what it means, but like what is an example of a job you can't show off?
OnlyFans. Like your dad and you're like, oh, my daughter does OnlyFans.
Why was that
it's
the
like
first thing?
Okay, let me do another one.
What's a job you can't show off? So you're cute. You want a non-profit flower shop.
Yeah. Or you run any sort of nonprofit.
Yeah.
You're not making profit.
I feel like he could show it
What about you? What do you think?
She is a secret agent and he legally can't show He legally can't show it off. Okay. When he divorced from my mom, he was a good parent for a while and then he met Ava. Ava was way younger, has had a lot of work done, and used to send him flirty messages when he was still married. That's a big old red flag.
Red flag number 1.
Yeah, you get 3 strikes.
Really?
Yeah.
How many red flags do you give people?
I give people 3 strikes. You get 3 red flags, depending on the red flag.
Or depending on the color of your hair.
What does that mean?
If you got like red hair, I'll give you 5. If you got blonde hair, 3. You got brunette hair, I'm giving you 2.
Jesus.
I'm just saying.
These are, I don't have the same system.
But like green, well, how many green flags does it take? Okay, question for the end. How many green flags does it take to cancel out a red flag? Or is it even possible?
Yeah, no, I think it is.
All right.
Okay. They got married very early on in the relationship because they've known each other for ages. She told him not to text us too much because we are adults. Ugh. She checks his phone all the time. She forbade him from seeing us Christmas Day or St. Stephen's Day. What's St. Stephen's Day? Because he needed to be with his new family and it would have been disrespectful to her for him to see his ex-wife, and she's overall been an absolute nightmare. She sounds horrible, but as a Catholic or as an ex-Catholic, I don't know what St. Stephen's Day is.
I got you.
I did 14 years at that stuff. And
I did 14 years.
Maybe I needed another year.
I thought it's the day after Christmas, St. Stephen's Day.
St. Stephen's Day. I've never heard of it.
What it is?
Is this like something that's celebrated in certain countries?
Oh, you're celebrating the life of St. Stephen, a Christian deacon in Jerusalem who was known for his service.
Did they celebrate it everywhere though?
And his status of Christian martyr. Huh.
Because like, have you heard of this?
Oh, it's an Irish thing.
Okay.
I'm going to say that. Let us know what St. Stephen's is to you.
Okay, yeah. Let us know if it's something that's celebrated in another country and I'm just not aware of it.
Irish tradition.
We think it's an Irish tradition. If you guys know more, we don't.
Educate us.
She sounds horrible.
Yeah.
That's a second red flag. Not letting him talk to his children?
Oh, it's old family. What are you talking about?
His old family. Yeah, you can only talk to your new family. Your old family is in the past. That's wild.
It's in the past. Let them stay there.
That's so crazy. And he follows everything she tells him to do. Now I'm getting married and told my dad he's invited, but she's not.
Ooh. Old family only.
Yeah. OG family only. No new people. I've met the woman once and I don't like her. Plus, I know my father isn't a great person and he'd be making jabs at my mom about being older than Ava, etc. To make it fair, my mom's boyfriend is also not invited, although he's a sweetheart.
Oh man, but
what?
Does he deserve that?
Why they're being very exclusive with the invite.
I know.
Which I get, it's their wedding. But also, why not invite the boyfriend if he's nice?
Yeah.
It must be I'm assuming it's a small wedding.
It better be small.
Because
and it better
not
be at
invite
the
like
beach.
your parents' partners, even if you don't like one of them, is kind of like that's messy.
Yeah. You just got to deal with it for the day.
Yeah, that's how it is. You got to invite the whole family. But I guess if it's small wedding, that would, you could be like, I just want my parents there.
Facts.
And that's it. My dad's answer to my invite has been to pretend nothing is happening. I sent him a save the date and he sent me a thumbs up emoji. Okay, so he registered it.
He's there.
He's there. Thumbs up is
A thumbs up from a dad means a lot.
That's like, I'm gonna be there. I'm bringing cookies. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I like expect cookies or like meatballs.
He hasn't asked me one question about the wedding, not even the venue, even though he told me shortly before meeting Ava that he was looking forward to me and my sister getting married and how excited he was. Myself and my fiance are different religions and cultures, so everyone's had a lot of questions about how we were handling that. I don't actually think he's going to show up. I think he will say he's going to and then not show up at the last minute, but my sister thinks he'll show up with Ava and make a whole scene because he told her Ava has just as much right to be there as your mom. How? Was Ava there when OP was conceived?
Ooh.
Was Ava there at birth?
Ooh.
No. Ava probably wasn't even born yet.
Conceived.
Anyone else dealt with something similar? Do I need a backup to walk me down the aisle? Doesn't sound great.
Yeah.
There's also a chance that he's just being somewhat dad-like and not,
Yeah, this does sound like dad activity.
It could be he's awful and he sucks, or it could just be dad activity. I think it could go either way, but it seems, OP knows her father better than us. So if this is like a pattern.
Yeah, but the thumbs up emoji, just expect him to be there.
Yeah. Well, we're about to find out. There are some relevant comments.
Okay.
Sailor Spyro says, I just want to point out that your dad is in an abusive relationship. His new wife is cutting him off from his family, his support system, so she can have more control over him. He probably won't be allowed to go to the wedding because she's not invited, and probably wouldn't have been allowed to even if she was. Your dad is an ass all on his own, but I think it's important to recognize that he's still capable of being abused and that it's happening. That's really, just based off of what we know about this woman.
Yeah.
She's not letting him talk to his family. Yeah. It sounds very abusive. OP responds, yes, they both suck. He's always been a cheater, at least 3 other women during the span of 10 years that we have evidence of.
Whoa.
God. Oh, he sucks. In Ava's mind, she's probably like, oh, he's cheated on all these women before. Obviously, she's still abusive and controlling.
If that's how they met, she has every right to feel that way because that's how they met.
But she of course doesn't have a right to keep him from his family and monitor his phone, but it just seems like they should break up. But Grumpy Smiler says, it sounds like he wants to come, and he knows the only way him coming without his wife is possible is if he lies about it, getting caught to be able to go, which speaks volumes about their relationship. But if she checks his phone, you're causing further risk of her finding out if you keep messaging him about the wedding. Stick to phone calls so there's no record. I hope he can make it and that there's no drama. That's a good point. If she's like checking in on like everything he does, then maybe that's why he was like just thumbs up. No proof, which of course is not a healthy relationship, but it seems like they're both not
healthy people. This is really messy. I hate the fact that she's like,
you can't go to your daughter's wedding. Well, we don't know that she said that. OP says in response, and then sent him to save the dates the second time asking if he was coming. I didn't know that he hadn't told her at the time. I have no idea why the wife wouldn't let him go to his daughter's wedding if she's as amazing as he says.
No.
Yeah, she sounds really controlling.
Yeah, it feels like, just trust me, she's awesome.
Yeah, I swear she said I couldn't talk to you, but she's amazing. And then on why his mom's boyfriend isn't invited. Far more drama if I include him and exclude Ava. It's not worth the headache. He will for sure not show up if I invite my mom's boyfriend and not his wife. My mom understands that even though my dad is not the best dad ever, I still want him there. They aren't together that long, so she's okay with her boyfriend staying at home. Plus, then he could stay with the dogs and she doesn't have to worry about getting a dog sitter. Most of the family is going as well, so there's nobody to look after them. We like the mom's boyfriend. He seems chill. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they could just be like, she could just be like, hey, it's a small wedding. Maybe it's not a small wedding. We don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. This is so tricky.
I think
she
just
can't
invite everyone.
Yeah.
Even though it's going to suck. I don't know. This is because like my cousin had a wedding and her real dad came and then he brought his girlfriend that she wasn't really close to and she was cool with it. Took it like champ, but then again, to each their own.
This is tricky. but there's an update. So it turns out my dad ended up telling Ava about my wedding and telling her that she was invited to the wedding to avoid problems.
Oh.
Yikes. She got herself a dress, booked a hotel, etc. My dad tried to convince me to invite her, but his biggest selling point was that he thought it'd be an amazing time to introduce Ava to my mom and my mom's whole family.
No. Red flag.
Ew. Both these people suck. Why he would think my mom would want to meet this woman is beyond me, and that she would feel excluded otherwise. She being Ava.
Do you think that the dad cheated on OP's mom with this woman?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because OP said that they got together really quickly afterwards.
Wow.
So I feel like, yeah, if he had a history of it, I feel like he definitely cheated with Ava before. But also just the wording of, oh, this is a great time to introduce Ava to your mom and her family. Why? Why would you want to introduce your current wife to your ex and her family?
Hey, remember the great times we had?
I feel like this goes back to him being like, I want to show off how young she is.
Yo, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is a show off.
Yeah. Which is so weird. And also, if the mom's not allowed, if he ends up bringing Ava and the mom's not allowed to bring her boyfriend, like she shows up with no one, that's messed up.
That is messed up.
I think OP just needs to allow everyone in.
Yeah. Open the gates.
Or not invite the dad at all. Because I feel like those are the only two options she's
gonna have to find someone
else to walk her down the aisle.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, unfortunately, Ava seems like she sucks. But if you want your dad there, it feels like that's the only way.
Yeah.
Which sucks because it's like her day.
Mm-hmm. Make it about him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very selfish. He always rubs in our faces his new family, even calling it his new family.
No
oh my
way.
God, he sucks. Keeps canceling every dinner he sets up with my sister due to some emergency involving Ava, or tells us to call Ava mom. Both me and my sister are way beyond the point of calling some random person mom since we both moved out, and he's being ridiculous.
Yikes.
Yeah, you can't make someone call like a stepmom mom if she won't even let you talk
your
to
mother. And you're like 20.
And she won't let me talk to you.
Yeah. You can't call someone mom if they're not gonna
talk to you.
Come on.
Yeah, you have to put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
He called me again and again, trying to convince me, and I said no, explaining that I knew the only reason he wanted to bring his wife to the wedding was to upset mom, and that I wasn't going to let the two of them do that. He makes jabs at my mom every time he's around her about how great his new wife is. Ew. I thought the whole thing was over until I sent him some information about the wedding, and I guess he started feeling guilty and told us that he booked the flight for Ava as well. And he booked himself on the same flight as my mom. Changed his whole flight plans just so he could be on the flight with her, so that my mom and Ava could still meet. AKA, he could still rub his new wife in her face and try and screw with my mom's head by putting her down and making comparisons. This guy's a psychopath. What? He changed his whole flight plans so that his current wife could meet his ex-wife?
Yikes.
What?
This is crazy.
Oh my God. They're both abusive. Ava and I know we figured that out, but like,
I couldn't imagine going out of my way to book a flight just to show up my ex, be like, hey, look at my new girl.
Look at my new girl. Look at my new wife.
Could not.
That's so weird.
Whoa.
That's whack. That's whack. And then Ava would just go off and shop while he was at the ceremony. I'm not sure if this is true or if he was going to try and bring her to the wedding and hope she didn't get kicked out.
She's coming to the wedding.
She's
she has a
absolutely,
dress.
yeah. She's already bought a dress. She would throw a fit if she wasn't able to come to the wedding. I'm trying to convince my mom to change her flight so he can't get inside her head 12 hours before the wedding. I don't know if I should uninvite him. I honestly think you should uninvite him.
Yeah.
This is so childish. Like, I totally get wanting to have your dad at the wedding, like, and wanting to have him walk you down the aisle, but like, this is just so.
But if he's gonna be acting like this,
yeah. No, I feel like the only two options are invite Ava or kick them both out of the wedding, and it's seeming like kicking them both out of the wedding is the best option.
Yeah. Why's he got to be acting like this?
He's horrible. Like, he's actively trying to like show off Ava to the mom so far that he like books a new flight. Like, how long is this flight? Is he booking a seat next to her?
3-4 hours.
I'm wondering if he's trying to like book a seat next to her or something.
Probably.
It seems like he's doing. Oh my God, he's crazy. There are some more relevant comments.
Oh boy.
Zoe Fiona says, why does he know so many details of your mom's travel plans? So true.
Yo.
Why is he privy to this information? information.
Is he a pilot?
He knows because he asked and we figured he was trying to avoid being on the same flight as her. Yikes. And there's another update, I think, about the wedding. What do you think is going to happen?
Okay. Predictions?
Yeah.
Ava shows up, or Eva.
Yeah. Eva or Ava. I've been saying Ava.
Whatever.
It might be Eva.
Not fun mom shows up.
Yeah.
And she's like, let me in. And then it's a whole thing.
Whole kerfuffle.
And then they both leave.
Yeah.
And then OP cries. And then at the end of it, it turns out to be a great thing.
That's the end. That's the whole story.
What do you think happens?
I think Ava and Dad show up to the wedding.
Okay.
And I don't know, cause a scene.
That
and they get
has
kicked
to
out of the
happen.
wedding. I don't know.
Gosh.
But I just think it's like, honestly, good on real mom. Like, good on real mom for
Oh my gosh.
being a
Yeah.
freaking trooper. Being like to find out that real mom was like, no, invite your dad to the wedding. Like, you need to have a relationship with him after he's been pulling stuff like this. These stunts, no, couldn't be me.
She's a real sweetheart.
She's a trooper.
I feel like she brought something, like a little dish to the wedding.
Yeah. She brought a dish to the wedding.
Wait.
She brought cookies to the wedding.
Yes, she would do that. She would.
Yeah, no, this dad would not.
No, he wouldn't.
He's
He would,
a fake fan.
he would be mad at the random cousin getting
Yeah.
in his way, and he
Yeah.
would like shove their head.
Be like, get out of my way.
That's the
Yeah,
dad.
no, he honestly he missed out on
He
a
did.
great marriage.
Oh, he did. Of
Great
course.
lady. But there is another update.
Oh.
Wedding has happened.
Oh. Oh.
It just took a bit of time to update because it's my life and it all went south and was too raw to
No.
try to write in a coherent way. It still probably won't be super coherent. Okay, place your bets. I asked him to change his flight because he had specifically asked me what flight my mom was on so he could avoid her. He had said, so he lied. My dad told me he'd changed flights and that he'd invent some lie to tell Ava. He also said I was a horrible person for not believing him when he told me that he had not booked the flight out of spite. But he told my mom he booked the flight on purpose so that she could meet his new wife. And what reason would there be for wanting them to meet other than to be an a-hole? That's 100% out of spite.
This is
I don't care
true.
if he says it's not a spite. What other reason is there? Why do you need your new wife to meet your ex-wife on a flight? He said 3 times during the marriage that they know of, and they're
Yeah.
not sure whether or not Ava is a 4th.
You've already done it like
You've
3
already done
times.
it. You don't need to freaking
Come
rub
on.
it in her face that you're a scumbag.
Leave her alone.
Jesus. I thought the whole thing was resolved, and my mom was really adamant that she wanted my dad to be there because I don't have a great relationship with him. I wonder why. And she knew it would have meant the end of the relationship if I uninvited him.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Fast forward 2 days after the conversation, my dad rebooked his flight and sent me a message to say he had changed flights. Then that evening, he calls me. I answered the phone and I could hear someone screaming down the phone.
Whoa.
Oh my God. Turns out Ava got her hands on my dad's phone, read the messages where I asked him to reschedule the flight, and she rang me shouting down the phone that I am unhinged, I am a horrible person, I'm effed in the head. She said that I'm so weird because I'm in my 30s and I still talk to my parents.
What?
This one was really weird because am I meant to stop at a certain age? And that I'm jealous of the fact that my dad has a new life. Hold on.
Oh my
Hold on.
gosh.
She's like, you're 30 years old. You're never allowed to contact your parents ever again.
Oh.
This lady's crazy.
Oh my god.
What?
You should
What?
never be too old to call your parents.
No, you can call your parents at any age.
Yikes.
That's so heartbreaking that if that's her life. You can't talk to your parents after 30. That's the cutoff point.
You're too old.
Sam's got 3 more years.
Oh.
And then after that, he's not allowed to talk to my parents. This is really unhealthy, but we already knew that she needs therapy. We knew that.
We knew that.
So he continues. I was very calm and said that I'm sorry she's upset, that the issues around the wedding aren't really related to her directly, and that my dad was trying to upset my mom. I also said my mom's partner is not coming either, so it wouldn't be fair to have her there. She started shouting that my mom was a fat old cow and I lost it.
Whoa.
She sucks. Oh my God, you can't say that. No. I don't even care. Like, no, she's,
Oh.
if she comes to the wedding, I'm physically throwing her out. I absolutely lost it. In this whole thing, my mom has said nothing bad about Ava because she's a saint and Ava is the devil. I told her I never had any issue with her until now, but that she's a crazy bee who is super controlling and that I was so glad I never invited her. And then I hung up because by that stage, it had been 2 minutes of her shouting at me and I didn't feel like there was any point in talking any longer. The whole time this was going on, my dad was in the background saying feebly, "Oh no, don't be mad," at her while she was shouting down the phone at me.
Don't be mad.
Oh my God. Oh no, don't be mad.
Don't yell.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Anyway, next day my dad calls me and says that Ava was upset because he didn't tell her about changing the flights and that I was awful for responding to her like that. He's gone. He's out of the wedding. He also said, "Do you really think that this is my fault?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Do you really refuse to take any responsibility?" Oh my God, he's so...
What responsibility?
Jesus.
Do you refuse to take responsibility?
He sucks.
Oh.
None of this would have happened if you had invited her like I asked you to. And I said, "Does he actually think he has any say in my wedding?" When he didn't even ask me what type of ceremony I had. Never asked to see my dress or get involved in any way, monetary or otherwise. He asked me if I was still invited and I said, obviously not. As she should. Because he's awful.
Yikes.
He and Ava are awful and they're awful together.
Terrible people.
He then told me to be careful what I wrote in my messages to him because she was monitoring his phone and I said I'm not speaking to him again, so that won't be a problem. Oh my God. I feel bad because this is like so obviously an abusive relationship, but he's also such an awful person.
Yeah, he's letting it happen.
Like it's like, oh my God, there's so many bad things in this. Oh my God. The wedding was good. My mom walked me down the aisle and there was nobody there to cause drama. So in the end, it all worked out for the best.
Nice.
The whole thing was just a lot more dramatic than I originally thought it would be. We thought he might end up not coming because he was too entangled in his lies, but for sure did not expect the call I got. And it was very close to the wedding when all the drama happened. Yikes. Oh my God. I'm really glad that the mom walked, because honestly, even if the dad hadn't had come and Ava hadn't made that call, I don't think he should have. I don't think he should have been able to walk her down the aisle when he's not been there for her. I know it's a tradition, but I feel like if you have a parent who's just time after time not there for you and sucks, then choose the parent who
was there
great.
for you.
Yeah,
that's what happened to my cousin's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom walked her down rather than her dad because the dad was not the best. Kind of low key, kind of like this guy. Yeah, cheated on my aunt. Yeah, and then got a new girlfriend. Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah, no. If you have a parent who sucks, you can make it is your decision to. You don't have to let them walk you down the aisle.
Your wedding, your
rules. Yeah.
Oh, rules. That's cool.
What did you say?
Life.
Yeah, no, I think your wedding, your rules.
Were they in the right for doing this? Not inviting the dad?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a credit to how much they want. OP and her mom wanted this relationship with the dad to work, that they were willing to try and invite him to the wedding. And the fact that over and over, he just kind of proved that he wasn't
cut out for it.
It's just, no, I think it was totally a fair decision. Because again, I will repeat, I think the only two decisions that you could have gone with were inviting Ava and the dad to the wedding or inviting neither of them. I still think that those were the only two decisions because Ava threw a fit. We saw. Yeah. The only solution was to not invite either of them.
My real thing is why was Ava so up in arms about coming to the wedding?
Yeah, when she doesn't even talk.
She wanted dad to focus on the new family.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she just wanted to be involved.
Gotcha.
I feel like Ava has this thing where she wants to be involved in every aspect of the dad's life. And she wants to control, we already know she's so controlling. And the dad is I feel only really focused on what it seems like the physical aspects of Ava, her being young and probably pretty and stuff. And so that's what he's getting out of it. It doesn't seem like he's getting anything else out of the relationship, but yeah. So Ava's just controlling everything and the dad's letting it happen.
Would you have cut her off or cut the dad out of the wedding earlier than the phone call?
I would have.
Yeah.
I think the changing the flight, I would have been you know what, don't come. If this is why you're, I don't know. But this is again, OP's actually trying to maintain a relationship with her father.
Because they know if this doesn't work out.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the dad doesn't want to. It's really sad.
Okay. So the original question that I had.
Yeah.
How many green flags cancel out a red flag?
I I think it depends on what the red flags are, because there are some red flags that are smaller than others.
I feel like a small red flag is a beige flag.
I know. I think it can be a pink flag. I think there are like bright red flags, which mean like we can't proceed.
Yeah.
But I think there are like pink flags where you're like, that's a red flag that I'm like, I'm going to watch. I'm going to keep an eye on it, but we can proceed. If there are a bunch of other green flags, which I guess to your point, I don't know. I feel like that there have to be, I don't know, like an overwhelming amount of green.
An overwhelming amount? You can't even put a number on it?
I can't put a number to it because like I feel like I don't count the amount of green flags. I just count red flags.
Yeah, I feel like green flags are like...
Green flags are what draw you to a person.
Yeah, you have to have matching green flags.
Yeah.
Red flags are red flags. You can't... I don't think there are any amount of green flags to cancel out a red flag.
Yeah, I guess a green flag... Or wait, green flags can cancel out pink flags.
I didn't know pink was a color. Did you just make this up?
You didn't know pink was a color?
No, like in this grand scheme of things.
You heard it here first. Riley's just heard about pink for the first time ever.
Heard or seen?
Seen.
What?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. But the point is, I think that it depends on the red flag.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Let's hear this next story. My in-laws dislike me and I don't know what to do. What do you do, Riley?
Be more of a people pleaser and do whatever you got to do to make them like you.
Send them a card that says, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, you could do that. People like cards and money.
Send them a card with the $20 Target gift card.
Bribe them.
And say, I'm sorry.
With no O.
Sorry.
SRRY. Sorry.
How do you spell sorry?
Like, yeah, no.
You said SRRY, not SORRY. I thought you said SORRY, and I was like, that's
sorry.
Right.
Like that.
Sorry. Yeah.
Just
sorry. Like that. And that's all you say. And then they'll love you. So
easy as that.
Easy peasy.
You know what else is fun about this story?
What?
It's
a say it.
You can say.
Is it an OKOP submitted story?
It is. If you have a crazy, wacky story, please go to our subreddit, do r/OKOP show, and put that thing in there.
So now that we know it's an OK user, OK fan, who this fan is suitable, mistake 5718, you heard our advice.
Yep.
You get them a card with the gift card, $20 gift card at Target that says, sorry, no O, they'll love you. But let's read your story. Maybe we'll get more insight.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll tell you what kind of card to get.
Yeah.
It should be funny or serious.
Exactly. I work night shift. I'm aware that sleep is hard to come by at times, but I still try to be around and do things with my family. In July, my husband's sister sold her home and moved in with us. This was supposed to be a temporary arrangement until she could buy land in another state and move away. Recently, we've all started to play Pokemon Go.
Oh,
ooh, that's fun.
That's such a cute family like
you all
thing
go around
to do.
and did you ever play Pokemon Go?
I didn't.
Oh, I did for a couple weeks.
I gave up on Pokemon.
But I know a lot of people still have fun with it, so enjoy. There was to be elite raids on Valentine's Day. I had woken up Tuesday the 13th at around 1 p.m. I was never able to get back to sleep. Then I had to work a 10-hour shift. Oh, that's horrible. At 11:30 p.m., I received a message from my husband that said, OP, do you wish to join us for a Namorous elite raid tomorrow? 12, 1, 5, or 6. What does this mean? The time?
What do you mean?
12, 1, 5, or 6?
Yeah, those are the times.
Okay. Me, yes. Husband, okay, when? Me, probably 12 or 1. That was it. That was the only text exchange about the raid I even had. I was given zero other information. I got off work the next morning and ran errands. I laid down in bed at about 10:45 a.m. and my husband woke up at 11:30 a.m. I never fell asleep. I had been under the impression it was just us three. As I live in the country, I assumed we were either making the 17-minute drive back into the town I work to play, or that we were driving the 10 minutes to the nearest town. When we walked outside, his sister went to her car. My husband was carrying the keys to his car, and that was the first I knew we were taking separate vehicles. We made the 10-minute drive and stopped at a gas station. Then we drove out of town. At this point, I thought maybe we were going to the city to play, but I was very wrong. This is scary. We instead drove to a town half an hour away and stopped at a baseball field. We met up with my husband's other sister who had brought her 3 kids, ages 5, 3, and 1 month old.
Aww.
We entered the raid and lost. So we rejoined to make a second attempt.
Wait, what's a raid?
I don't know. I didn't play it long. I'm presuming like a fight with other people, other users. I think there are like gyms or something in it that you have to go find them.
Raid battles occur when a boss Pokemon takes over a gym. Your goal is to defeat this powerful Pokemon. If you and your fellow trainers are successful, you'll be rewarded. Oh.
Okay, now we know.
Like a battle.
Yeah, it's a battle. Okay, so they entered the raid and lost. So we rejoined to make a second attempt. My husband was making comments the whole time about how this time we were doing worse and we were going to lose, etc. That's not team. That's you gotta boost morale, man. That is not how you.
You guys are not carrying.
You guys are doing horrible and we're gonna lose. No, you gotta be like, guys, I know that we failed last time, but we're gonna do better. We're gonna go out there, gonna raid this gym, and we're gonna win.
You can't. I'm sorry, husband. You can't like say this to like a 5 and 3-year-old if they're playing.
Oh my god! Wait, the 5 and 3-year-old playing?
Maybe.
I think they were just there. I think they're just running around.
I don't know who you're playing with. But
so yeah. Also, poor OP, who's been exhausted and been working, got zero sleep.
Yeah.
TBH, I didn't really care. I was just exhausted and spending time with everyone. My husband's sister came up to the window and made a comment to him about seeing the kids. I wasn't listening. I only noticed when she was walking away. My husband then said to me, "Are you okay driving home?" And I replied honestly and said no. I further stated it was due to how long I had been awake. Side note, in the past, I have nearly fallen asleep just making a 20-minute drive. And that was when I had sleep. I did not trust myself to make a nearly 40-minute drive back home after being awake for almost 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's a totally valid. That is so valid. I know like when I'm sleepy, I'm like, it's not good when you're tired and your eyes are closed and you're on the road. Especially if you're like your husband didn't tell you that he was making this 40-minute drive to get there, which is also like a long drive. I don't know. Maybe they're really committed to the Pokemon Go life. That's a long drive to make. I did not think my husband was mad or upset. He stressed to his sister multiple times that I needed sleep. I never once stated a thing about sleeping. I never made it a big deal. I was just there. My husband turned on his car and immediately drove away to take me home. I was confused. I take responsibility for not asking him why. I cannot change my lack of reaction or refusal to ask questions.
Man, you're tired.
You're tired. We got home. I went to bed. My husband got on his phone and video chatted with the kids and his sisters. I fell asleep and woke up roughly 2 hours later, and then I saw our group chat. Sister-in-law. So whose choice was it to not even say goodbye to the kids that were crying to say hi to you? Sister-in-law. Like genuinely, I'm really effing pissed because I can guarantee it was all UOP. Husband said, my fault. She needs sleep. Sister-in-law. No, not everything is your effing fault. To that.
Nice.
Sister-in-law. 3 minutes to say hi and goodbye to them isn't going to make a effing difference. I'm tired of you taking the fall for shitty effing actions because your wife thinks everything is her way or the highway. If it was going to be that big of a deal that you get back, OP, that's why I brought my car so you could have access to get home on time to sleep on time. But now husband gets to take the mental hit and you'll probably manipulate him to think this is all on him when it's not. Husband, I can come back. Sister-in-law, no point in wasting gas. You can just call me and say hi to them. Me, OP. He asked if I thought I could drive myself. I said no, I did not make him do shit, but that's effing awesome. Sister-in-law, laughing face emoji. Me, what the F did you want me to do, sister-in-law? Effing jump out of the passenger seat? If I knew it was going to be an issue, I would have stayed home. Sister-in-law, the party face emoji, like blowing out the What is this? We were trying to include you. If it was going to be that big of a deal that husband needed to drive you home and you couldn't drive yourself, then you should have said that when I asked at the window instead of ignoring everything I say, like always. The whole point of me driving my own car was so that you could get home in time to sleep and husband and I could stay for the kids. Like I said that at the house, LMFAO. I chose not to respond to her anymore at this time, but did see she posted on Facebook. Sister-in-law. One thing I don't effing play about is my nieces and nephews. Mother-in-law, what prompted that? Sister-in-law, your daughter-in-law. Mother-in-law, what's the problem? Sister-in-law, removed your daughter-in-law comment. Oh my God, she's just starting problems. This is not your fault, OP.
I don't like this sister-in-law.
No, she's horrible. No, this is so, like, that's so unfair to be like, so clearly, I mean, I feel like it's pretty obvious when people are tired. And especially if OP was like not fully responding to conversation and like in the car. Yeah, no, it would be clear that she was tired. And to like make this all about yourself when they already drove 40 minutes to go meet you.
Yeah.
That's not.
I do wish like UOP, like that you had the option to like stay back and not have to join the raid and just like catch up on sleep.
Yeah. No, that's, yeah.
Didn't really feel like you had an option there.
Yeah. I was unable to stop crying at work that night. I waited until early Friday morning to talk to my husband. He stated that he did not say any more to her after initially stating it was his fault because he didn't see a point given that she refused to listen. He said it was never decided beforehand that I was going to be driving myself back. He didn't know that was the plan until sister-in-law asked after the raid. So yes, I missed where sister-in-law asked me anything because she was talking to my husband initially. So I didn't see a point in even paying attention to their conversation. So I'll take the hit for that one. I am the a-hole.
Wait a second. I feel like the sister-in-law was just trying to find ways to poke at you.
Yeah.
Or like be like, oh, like initially, like if I'm talking to you and like Sam's over there and I'm talking to you and then I ask Sam like one thing while he's on his phone and I get upset about it.
Yeah.
No.
Also, if I'm imagining it was like, we're talking, and then OP's like this. And if you're talking at her and she doesn't look, and they don't look like they're receiving any of the information, you go, hey, sorry, I'm talking.
Yeah.
Like,
you kind of give him a little tap.
Clue him in, man. Come on. My husband's other sister then stated I was the a-hole and didn't tell the full story. What is the full story, you ask? That I was mad we lost the raid. I was mad and somehow manipulated my husband into driving off and taking me home because I emotionally abuse him.
Oh.
I just needed to get this off my chest. I don't know what to do. My house doesn't feel like my home anymore. I did nothing and got attacked for it. Kicking her out isn't an option. I just need advice. Plus, how would you handle this situation? What is the right way? How could I have handled it better? First of all, don't give them a card. They don't deserve it.
Yeah.
I take it back. Yeah, they don't deserve a Target gift card at all. Second of all, it's insane that the sister is living with them and still throwing this kind of stuff. Like, you can't be causing drama when they're housing you.
Yeah, you got to be grateful.
Yeah.
It's very nice that you and your husband have taken them in.
Yeah.
Maybe like be sweet and be like, hey, this is actually what was happening.
Yeah, I feel like, unfortunately, if you want to, fix the relationship, you gotta like text her or talk to her at your home and be like, hey, I'm really sorry that like you perceived that you thought that I was ignoring you or anything. I was really sleepy. I hadn't slept in 24 hours and I just really I didn't have the brain capacity to interact with people.
And if you're a non-confrontational person, you got to you have to be
confrontational.
Thank you.
You have to confront it, unfortunately. But you could send her a text and just be like, hey, I totally understand where you're coming from. I truly didn't mean any offense. I just had an off day and I was very tired.
Now, what if the sister-in-law, since she always makes excuses, what if they don't receive it very well?
At that point, that's all you can do, I think. I think if she doesn't receive it, that's on her. I personally don't think OP did anything wrong. I think they were just really tired.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're tired, you can be grumpy, and it doesn't seem like OP was being grumpy. It just seems like they were just like, I need to go home.
I feel like sister-in-law was pissed that OP didn't spend time with the kids.
Yeah.
Should OP, I think this isn't the right thing to, it sucks that you have to apologize, but like, I'm sorry. I do want to hang out with the kids. Does X time work for you?
Giving a new day. And this is only if you want to like keep that relationship. Of course, I don't think this is your fault, but if you want to maintain a relationship, I do think you kind of have to concede a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, sadly. I think offering another date and being like, hey, so again, sorry, love to catch up with the kids. Both my husband and I would love to catch up with the kids. Does this date work for you? I think that's a good idea. Is that the whole story?
That is it.
That's the whole story. But you know what we have more of?
What's that?
This next story. Am I the a-hole for walking out of the airport when I saw my husband's mom standing there with her luggage? What would make you run out of an airport?
If the mom had like a scary mask on.
Yeah.
What do you think? What would make you run away?
I think if I saw her and she had a sword in her hand.
Okay. Yeah.
And she had a sign that said, I'm coming for you, OP.
I thought you were going to say like a gun.
No.
I'd be like, yeah, I'd run away.
Well, I mean, I would run away, but no, I just wanted to make it more family friendly.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
So Road is Land 123 says, I, female 30, don't have the best relationship with my husband's mom. Since day one, she tried to make remarks and compare me to her.
Whoa.
Ew.
Like, ew. What kind of remarks?
She's like, I don't even want to. Ew.
Oh, here's some friendly family.
Yeah, friendly families.
Family
friendly. Yeah.
I'm losing it. I cook better than her. I feel like that's a big one.
Yeah.
Especially in the South. Ooh.
Yeah, she's like, oh, your new wife better cook better than me. Your new wife needs to do the laundry.
I do your laundry.
I did your laundry. She then tried to get on my good side and started overly praising everything I do and sometimes even copying me. Like that one time when she literally dyed her hair purple, just like mine. And when everyone pointed out how ridiculous she looked, she actually blamed me and accused me of trying to make a joke out of her.
Whoa.
What? You copied her and then blamed her? Wild.
Oh.
So anyways, my husband and I took 2 weeks off work to go visit some places out of the country. Tourism, in other words. Thing is, I was the one who saved up for and arranged for the trip. My husband was responsible for booking the tickets.
Okay.
My husband's mom wanted to come along and threw temper tantrums when I said no. She called, texted, sent people to talk to me into letting her come, even threatened to call the police and make some complaint up to get us to stay if she can't come.
Whoa.
That's illegal.
This is insane.
Yikes.
You saved up for this trip.
Oh, no, she's crazy. What?
What is going on here?
She's like, you have to let me come or I'll call the police. It's like that clip. What's it in? The guy, he's like, he's at a drive-through and then he's like, oh, I'm gonna. He's yeah, that one.
Oh yeah.
That's
He's
her.
like, I'll pay for the person behind me.
Yeah. I'm doing something. That's the mom. My husband said we should just take her, but I told him he was wrong to tell her about the trip in the first place. He gave me an ultimatum. You got to get out of there. OP, you got to get out of there. This kid is a mama's boy and you got to get out of there.
Yeah.
He said he wouldn't go if she can't come. And I told him I'll gladly call his bluff, which made him take his words back and say, fine, I will tell her to stop it because we won't take her.
Why would he say that?
Oh my God.
Well, I think I know why. Because she's this crazy. Just imagine what she is saying to him.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's probably trying to turn him against the wife. I don't trust her. Things got quieter, suspiciously quieter. The day of the trip came and we got to the airport at 2 a.m. Okay, put I see you in the comments if you see where this is going. The title is adding up now. My husband was walking ahead of me and was looking left and right like he was looking for someone. I asked him, but he didn't respond. He led me to the waiting area. The first thing I saw was his mom standing there with her luggage.
Oh.
That's a divorce.
Yeah.
Divorce. Crazy. That's a crazy thing to do. I froze in my spot. I felt a cold wave washing over me and I was fuming inside. She and my husband were hugging and that's when I quietly turned around and started walking towards the exit. My husband followed me while shouting at me to stop. He tried to stop me, but I told him off in the harshest way possible. He tried to say I was overreacting. And that his mom was there anyway, and I should let it go and not mess the trip up for us. I told him he and his mom could still go and that I was going home. I went home and sobbed into my dog's fur for several minutes.
Oh.
Turned out he booked her a ticket without me knowing. An hour later, he came home yelling and raging about how pathetic and spiteful I was to walk out and go home and ruin the trip last minute.
Whoa.
You need to divorce this man. He's awful. He is controlling, and when he doesn't get his way, he just he just makes it happen anyways.
That's insane.
Ugh, he's horrible. I told him he caused this to happen. He said that I was being so hard on his mom, it's ridiculous. I refused to fight anymore, but he kept on berating me, then called my family to tell them that the trip was canceled and that it was because of me. My family said that I shouldn't have ruined it for myself and should have sucked it up and done my best to enjoy. Did I really overreact? And there is an update, but before we get into that, no, OP, you did not overreact.
No, you would have had the worst time.
You would have had a horrible time. OP's mom would have wanted everything to go her way, and you wouldn't have been able to have fun. I think OP's husband and mom should have just gone on their trip alone.
Yeah.
Does it seem like that's what they wanted?
That's what they wanted.
Like, he can't stand up to his mom, and so he's putting all of that on you, and that is not your problem.
Yeah, I'm just confused by the mother's motive.
Yeah, why does she want to go on this trip?
She doesn't even like her.
She just wants to be involved in everything, it seems.
Nice. The audacity.
I feel like maybe she was trying to split up the husband and the daughter by, like, you know, being like, I don't like her. And then when she realized that she couldn't do that, now she's trying to be on board, but she's still trying to control this relationship.
No, thank you.
So there is an update. So for more details about my situation, I have to admit that my husband's mom favors him over all his siblings.
Oh, no. What?
This affected his relationship with them and me as well. He's never seen an issue with how differently his mom treats him. It bothered me and made me feel uncomfortable. The whole dynamic made me feel uncomfortable. Going low contact has never been an option. Like, he has to see her or call her every day. How old is he? Because if he's 30, he can't talk to his mom.
Doing this at all. Immature.
That's really...
Every day?
I don't, it's not like the everyday, but it just seems like he's really like, they just have a really uncomfortable relationship.
That's so crazy. Also, the fact that like he's the favorite out of all the siblings. Imagine dating the favorite out of all the siblings.
Yeah, who's also mama's boy.
I don't know what that looks like.
Not good. It looks like this. Most of his siblings don't talk to him, and I 100% believe it's because of his mom's favoritism, like I said. He does bear some blame for not seeing how wrong this is till this day.
He doesn't see how wrong it is until...
He doesn't see how... Well, he clearly is blinded by, like, his mom is a blind spot for him. In many instances, I found myself making excuses for his behavior. Even in my post, I did it spontaneously, and I don't know why. But I guess it's because of how much I love him, and because I really, really wanted to be able to work things without letting them affect our marriage. Regarding what happened with the trip, he tried to have a talk with me, and most of what he said came from a place of blame towards me. This is divorce.
Yeah.
This is a divorce chant.
Divorce.
This is tons of red flags.
All over the place.
All over the place. This man will never prioritize you over his mother.
Yeah.
Sad to say. I just couldn't continue with this argument. I told him I needed space and that I would be going to stay with my sister for a while. He didn't take it well. He literally got up from the couch and opened the door, telling me to go right then. In that moment, and seeing how he was still not even anywhere near understanding what he has done, just made things perfectly clear to me. I had pictured years and years of my life being lived like that, and I was like, no, I can't do that. Can't take any more of it, especially when he keeps focusing on being right every time. His mom can do no wrong. I'm always the aggressive, crazy, jealous, pathetic overreactor.
Yikes.
All these people's opinions, advice, and concerns were like a spark, like the wake-up call I really needed. I'm so glad. Though I wish that it didn't get this far, what's done is done. Right now, I'm staying with my sister. I brought my dog with me as well. Smart. He sent me his last message telling me I'm the one choosing to end what we had together, but I believe it's the other way around, especially with how he keeps making his mom the victim in this situation. It's become clear now that we keep going in circles with no end in reach, and I'm just so exhausted and overwhelmed. I'm not mad at him and don't expect him to change, but at least I'm given the option to decide what's best for me and my future, even if that's separation and divorce. Oh boy.
That's the end.
Yeah, that is the end of the story. I definitely think they should be getting a divorce or a separation.
100%.
Yeah, he's just blaming everything on her, and it's not her fault at all.
And the way that he's like overreacting towards her.
Yeah, he's victimizing his mom and himself and placing everything on OP, being like, oh, well, you ruined the trip. They set parameters that this was a trip for them alone. And then OP specifically had to state, like, do not bring your mom. I will not go if your mom's coming on this trip. And then he brought her anyways.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Just a lack of respect.
It's really hard to see, like, until you post on Reddit how horrible your relationship is.
Yeah, because you get an outside perspective. Because when you're in that, you're like, oh, well, everyone hates, I don't know, maybe she was like, everyone doesn't like their in-laws.
Yeah.
But like, that's not the case. And if you see these types of red flags, definitely get out there.
Hate that is.
Especially if your partner is excusing those red flags.
No. I really hate that you got this trip set up and your expectations set up high to have a great time, and then it just ends in a divorce.
Yeah, I think that I think you should go on the trip by yourself.
But they were there; they wouldn't have let her.
No, no. I think you should plan a new trip
and go by yourself.
Yeah,
as you should.
Today I effed up by getting my mom and my girlfriend's mom to think we hated each other while we secretly dated.
Ooh!
Oh my god, secret dating. This is a movie plot.
You have to be like 16 for this to work.
Yeah, I feel like
What's the max age?
Why would you that you can secretly date at?
Yeah,
20.
20.
So
not 23.
No. Are you secretly dating someone?
Are you secretly dating someone?
No.
Cool.
Glad we settled that. So, Wonderful Aunt 9069 says, this is more of a we effed up, but here's what happened over the past 8 months. So, my girlfriend's mom and my mom worked together. They've become close friends last year, and since then, they've been trying to get her daughter and I, 19 female and 19 male, together.
Aw.
We were right. Under 20.
Under 20.
They made a few attempts at getting us to meet, and it was annoying AF. All we kept hearing was how good we would be together. We never actually met each other until she was tricked into getting a job where I work.
Just let them be sisters. They just want to be sisters. Let it happen. Marry each other.
I was like, what? The moms.
The moms want to be sisters.
Yeah. Well, this is the plot of not really, but this is somewhat the plot of
Don't you dare say it. Don't you dare say it. I'm thinking of a
The
movie.
Summer I'd Turn Pretty.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought you were gonna say Parent Trap, and I'm like, this has nothing to do with Parent Trap.
This is the opposite plot of Parent Trap. I had seen pictures of her, but she looked even better in person. Whoa. After getting to know each other over the next 4 months, we realized we had a lot in common. You should have listened to your moms.
Yeah.
They know best.
Come on.
Problem is, we're both stubborn and didn't want to give them the satisfaction that they were right about us. This is such a childlike thing to do. So to repay them, we decided to pretend that we hated each other while secretly dating. If the relationship lasted a year, then we would tell them about us.
A year?
Wow. They're really like, only if this relationship lasts a year can we proceed.
Just to prove their mom's wrong.
You guys are stubborn.
Oh, wild.
Yikes. We made up a story about an argument we had one day at work. After that, we would just randomly talk bad about each other to our moms and then sit back and see what their reactions were. It was hilarious and made it easier for us to secretly date. But last week, we probably took the joke too far. My girlfriend was giving me some lines to say about her, and we decided on I wouldn't be the first guy from work that she slept with. You decided on that? You decided on she sleeps around? When I told my mom this one, she told my girlfriend's mom about it, and it started an argument between them about how I treat her daughter horribly. Of course, my mom tried to defend me by saying she's heard all of the insults my girlfriend has said about me. 2 days ago, we were told that they were no longer friends. Wow. We told them the truth about our relationship, but I guess it was too late because they said some pretty nasty stuff about each other.
Oh.
Now my girlfriend and I feel awful for breaking up a good friendship. We should have been honest about our relationship from the start, especially with two people who would have been supportive of us. 100% your fault.
Dude, these are like teenagers that are like, you know what'd be funny?
If we told our parents that we hate each other,
Oh
you
my
are
gosh.
100% your fault. Obviously, this was going to start like beef between them.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, they're going to take their child's side, especially if the beef that you're starting is like, oh yeah, I wouldn't sleep with her because she sleeps around. You're crazy. This is so child. Oh my God.
Look, all right, this is what you got to do. I'm going to see if there's an update.
Yeah.
Because
No, we
I don't
need
know.
to because, oh my God, you ruined a friendship because you're stubborn and you didn't want to tell your parents who supported you that you were in a relationship that they told you to get in. Ah! You guys suck. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes.
It's an update.
There is an update.
You better fix their freaking relationship.
You better. And like, honestly, if you guys are able to plot against
Then
them,
you can parent trap this.
Exactly. You better parent trap
You
this.
better freaking parent trap.
If I read this update and they're not best friends by the end of it, I'm going to find you.
I'm going to find you and I'm going to break up your relationship.
I'm going to break up your relationship.
Let's read the update. Hey everyone, the comments were harsh on my first post. No kidding. But I can't say I didn't deserve them. I liked the suggestion of tricking them into meeting or even a random musical number with strangers as somebody suggested. But we just wanted to be straight up instead of doing something crazy again.
No.
Boring.
Boring.
So the past few days, my girlfriend and I have been trying to get our moms to talk to each other. They were against it at first, but eventually agreed to give it a try. Today, we all met up for lunch to talk things out. Basically, my girlfriend and I did our best to explain why we did what we did. You didn't have a reason. You don't have a reason for what you did. Your reason is that you're stubborn. That's a bad reason. We said there was a lot of pressure for two strangers to meet and date, and we felt as though they overstepped some boundaries.
I mean, that's kind of a good reason.
That's an okay reason, but
Okay.
like they got together.
But like at first, what if your mom was like, you have to date,
She does that.
but like she's like and then her mom, your mom's friend that you're kind of close with because she's all the time at your house.
Well, I would be
was
like,
also
we're not
you
together.
have to date my
we're-
son. You
No,
have
no,
to
no.
date him.
Okay.
Date my son.
It's
Just like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Date him.
I feel like I would have been like, annoyed, but like the second that I started dating them, it's less like you like, I feel like it's okay that they kept it a secret at first or like didn't tell him immediately. But I think the crazy thing is that they started spreading lies about it because that's weird. So we decided to do that stupid joke of pretending we hated each other so we didn't have to hear the constant "we told you so." We apologized for taking our joke too far and said that all we wanted is for them to be friends again. Mom said that the hardest part in all of this was finding out we were actually together after they already fought. They finally got what they wanted but couldn't actually enjoy it.
Oh,
that's so sad. They just wanted to be right, and they were. And then they lost their friendship. They also apologized for trying to interfere with our dating lives, but we told them that it wasn't necessary because it turned out to be a good thing. We all talked for a little longer and it went pretty well. They asked some questions about my girlfriend and I, started joking around with us. It started being a lot less tense than it was at the start. Their friendship is not back to where it was, but I'm confident that it will be. Could take some time, but I'm glad things are moving in a positive direction. I feel like what we can do now is enjoy ourselves and hope for the best.
Yeah.
I'm glad they talked it out. Because that was your fault.
I hate that you guys like didn't do something cool to get them back together.
Yeah, you should have parent trapped that.
But this is probably the most mature things you could have done.
Yeah, because you were so immature the first time. You had to be more mature the second time. Yeah, which I'll give you that.
Should have wrote honestly letters. I wanted to see letters of like, hey, here's a letter for you. Here's a letter for you.
Yeah. Like OP sends a letter to a girlfriend's mom and is like, oh yeah, my mom wrote this letter to you. And then OP's girlfriend's mom sends a,
Yo, and then they're like,
oh my God, they want to be friends with me again.
That could have worked.
Don't do that. Actually, no. I like the way that you did it.
Yeah.
But that's it.
That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed those.
Yeah. I hope that you were entertained. I hope you're watching this at 10:39 in the morning.
Or at lunch.
Maybe you're taking a lunch break and you're listening to us chatter.
Back to work.
Get back to work. And we'll let you get back to work.
But before you go, love us. Make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.